Hello, loyal subjects. Today we are here to talk about The Red Pyramid by Riordan. This is the first book in the Kane Chronicles trilogy. I have had these books sitting on my shelf for so long, and I honestly don't know why I haven't read them until now. If you do not know, the Kane Chronicles follows a brother and sister named Carter and Sadie Kane, who find out that they are somehow interwoven with the ancient Egyptian gods. The book starts out where we're learning about the whole familial situation between our main characters, Carter and Sadie. Their mother died years ago, and the father got custody of Carter, where Sadie went and lived with her mother's parents in London. Carter and his dad travelled all around the world because his father is a famous Egyptologist. So on one of their visiting days, they're going to this museum, right, where he is attempting to raise Osiris, who is like the god of the underworld in the Egyptian mythology. But of course that all goes terribly wrong, and he manages to unleash Set, who is a really bad guy, and then shit goes down. It's loads of fun. It has Rick's signature writing style, so it's funny, it's action-packed, it's heartfelt, tugs at your emotions, and obviously it's just a bucket of fun. So if you haven't read it, I would recommend that you go and read it and then come back and we can discuss it. Goodbye! Like I said before, this book was really enjoyable. Rick has such a great way of making these awesome characters who we just learn to love so much, who have their own insecurities and secrets and flaws and strengths that they don't know exist. I'm really glad that the book was told in a dual perspective, so we got to see from both Carter and Sadie's point of view. I think I definitely prefer Carter over Sadie, just because he fits into that dorky kind of underdog type character that I really like. And don't get me wrong, Sadie was cool too. She was just a bit blunt, a bit mean sometimes, but she's cool. I like her. I really like how Riordan dealt with race in this book, because Carter and Sadie are mixed race, half white, half black. Carter looks a lot more like his dad, so he has the dark skin, and I really like when he's telling us that his dad would always get him to dress properly even if it was like blistering hot, and he would always have to act his best because he's black and people are gonna be prejudiced against him. How he was saying the cops always gave them a hard time. And as well as the fact that Sadie, who is fair-skinned and has lighter hair, people always assume that they're not related, and when they do find out, they act all surprised. I just thought that that was a really nice touch, that that kind of stuff wasn't ignored in this book. The actual plot of this book was so rich and thick. I really enjoyed it. We have this whole situation with the House of Life, which are these ancient magicians, and then we've got the Egyptian gods, and then Carter and Sadie are kind of bang splat in the middle. They're descended from two ancient bloodlines of pharaohs, so they are they're the most powerful Kane children to be born in centuries. That, doubled with the fact that when we find out they're being hosts for the gods Isis and Horus, was awesome. The gods in this story are so funny. Like, we know from reading Percy Jackson that Riordan gives the gods all their own separate personalities and their quirks, and that was definitely relevant here. I love how he decided to make Anubis this hot teenage guy. How do I feel about the kind of sort of romance going on between him and Sadie? On one half, it's really funny and I like their banter, but on the other half, it's like, he's an ancient god and she's 12. It's so funny. The part where they're running away from the giant lion hunter goddess, and Horus is talking to Carter in his head like, have you forgotten something? It's my birthday! Carter's busy trying to run for his life, and Horus is just saying, so did you get me anything? Did you? Did you remember my birthday? Huh? Hilarious. This whole god hosting business is just really throws you for a loop, because this whole thing with Zia, it's like she wasn't even there that whole time. She was just a clay figure. And I really like her and Carter. Can they just happen, please? Just go find Zia and get together for real. Please and thank you. So she's hosting Nephthys somewhere, and we have no idea where the fuck she is. So if we could find Zia, that would be great. The tension in this was so high. As usual, the characters in Rick Riordan's story only have like a few days to save the world. Like from the start where they find out about the Egyptian gods, and then the time where they actually have to stop Set from destroying America is like 3 days, maybe 4. I did not know what to think. There was this whole thing with, is Set controlling Amos or Desjardins? Because Zia told us not to trust Amos, but at the same time it's like Desjardins has tried to kill them like 5 times now. In the end, no one was a traitor, because I kept expecting Amos to betray them, but it's okay. He was being controlled by Set, but he wasn't evil, so I am happy about that. There were some really sad moments, like whenever they were talking about their mum, and then they lose their dad, and then they lose Amos, and then they just lose Bast. It's like, have these children not gone through enough? Can they just have something go right for once? So I was really happy when Bast came back in the end. Thank you for just giving us this piece. So in the end, it doesn't exactly go the way we think it's going to, because I'm reading it and I'm thinking, cool, Sadie's going to trap Set in the duat, but then it's like, wait, there's 2 more books. What's gonna happen after that? So the way we leave things, we've got this deal going on with Set. Julius is kind of Osiris leading the land of the dead, because he kind of died. And Carter and Sadie are trying to recruit people to teach them their own kind of magic. Okay, we can go with that. I'm really hoping that Carter and Sadie's magic isn't going to completely just go on a downward spiral since they let go of the gods. Because on the one hand, I was glad that they left, because now we don't have to worry about them burning up from the inside. But on the other hand, those guys helped out quite a bit, so I really like Carter's fighting magic, how he's like kick-ass, combatant kind of person, and Sadie's like the wizard who can read off all of the ancient hieroglyphs. So I think they make a good team. They balance each other out. I'm really excited to read the next book, Throne of Fire, and see where the story goes on. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully we find Zia, and hopefully everything doesn't fall to shit. So that's all I have to say now. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!